All right, what's up, y'all? We back. Right now, we got an unboxing right here. Oh, and we got a story time. So we got a package right here, a package right here, and a story to tell. So, first off, we got good news. So my Nintendo Switch died, so I had to buy a used Switch OLED instead of a Switch 2 online, so that was cool. The little dock came because the Switch ain't come with a dock. Second good news, which ties into our story. Here goes the dock. This piece of equipment right here. So this, you guys, is a, let me see. How do we open this out? This right here, whoa, what is going on? Hold on, my light's flashing. All right, so this piece of equipment right here is the OC G-Stream. Essentially, what this is it is a switcher device to switch from camera to camera so you could do live recordings and multi-view things all in the same setting. So technically you could edit a video without having to edit. And so here I am with this. I was originally doing this with a business partner, but they kind of flaked on me. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll just rent it from them whenever I need it if I do it. But that's just not, no. It ended up not working out. So I just got one myself. This piece of equipment right here is part of, I guess, a new service I'm trying to offer. Essentially, I'm going to offer people live recording on-site delivery. So you show up, you record your content, you record your show. It's more for broadcasting. And then from there, you hand them the SD card, you give them their stuff. Bada boom, bada bang, it's ready to go. Excuse me. So story time. The way this ties into the next story. So I made a mistake. If you watched the last vlog, I was on the way to Pismo talking about I got a retainer client. Well, 2-3 days later, I had a review the next week. I made a mistake. I treated this contract like a job rather than a contract. So instead of talking to the boss, I talked to the sales. I talked to everyone except the boss, and when I got to the review, they told me they were not renewing the contract, and the only reason they weren't renewing the contract is because I didn't talk to him enough. And in my head, I'm like, so the work is fine. The only issue is there were no real complaints that they told me, or maybe they just weren't going to tell me. However, because the reasons weren't making sense, I dug a little further and asked the client, hey, did someone talk to you about this position before? Because I had someone that I was an associate with or used to work with. He literally told, I will say, he told me, I'm gonna take your job in January. And I was like, what? And so in the meeting I said, hey, is this the guy that's gonna replace me? Because he told me in December he's gonna take my job. And so, suffice to say, because I was not talking to this client, there was someone going behind my back telling the client, oh, I would do this, I could do that, I could do this. Pretty much it was a friend, an associate, an old whatever, an old business person or someone I used to work with, went behind my back to take a job from me. And so I kind of felt some type of way about it, but at the same time, I was like, well, you know what? Instead of being mad about this, we just have to do better next time. So if you watched the last vlog, I literally talked about how it's not even about the work. My work was excellent, but the reason my contract didn't get renewed was because I just didn't talk to the client enough. I didn't talk to this fool enough. And so this was a lower stakes client. It was like I'm not even gonna lie, this client paid my rent, or this client accounted for my rent, so I'm not gonna say it was lower stakes, but at this point in my life, that was the first type of contract I had like that, and I feel like, you know, we learned from it. On the next one, we'll do better. And so, lesson number 1, you have to keep the connection because someone always gonna be trying to come behind you and take what you got. I hate to think about it that way, but that's the facts. It's the facts. If you got something good, it's probably gonna be someone trying to take it. Number 2, do not disclose information to everybody, or be careful of what information you disclose, because you might be telling people about your wins and they're taking that information to use it against you. And so this whole process has kind of flipped me upside down, but at the same time, it's opened my eyes and it's let me know that my discernment is not what it should have been. I used to think that, oh, like I see the best in people, but after someone shows you who they are, you probably shouldn't keep trusting that person. And that was the person that went behind my back and took my job. Am I mad about it? Yes. Was I hurt? Yes. But this is the life of a freelancer. And so it kind of happened at the perfect time when this came in, because I really do think this broadcasting thing can be good, but this is just a real-time update of like wins, losses, wins, losses, wins, losses. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not mad about it. It's crazy because I feel like I've been getting hit by boom, 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 boom. And it's like, things are not bad, but I'm like, oh, I took a couple haymakers business-wise, and I got a speeding ticket on top of it. I ain't gonna lie, that hurt. And so between those couple things, I'm like, dang, that kind of stinks right now. But the skies are literally more open than they've ever been. So it's just a matter of perspective. Like, yeah, I might be down about it, but I talked to Fernando, Ty, Fabian. The circle is getting smaller. The team is getting tighter. Like, the trash, I'm not gonna sit here and say the trash is taking itself out, but like, man, dude, you be close friends with some people and then they put themselves in positions to where their life isn't the way they want to be, and then they gotta step over people or put people down to compensate for their lack of. And it hurts. It really hurts. But at the same time, that's life. And so that was really much for this update. We still were teaching. We got a lot of things in motion. But yeah, I had to get this off because this was a very, very important part of the week or whatever's happened. So yeah, we going to the next thing. Today is January 22nd. And I will tell you, this month has been like, this month I got hit with haymakers, hooks, overhands, uppercuts, no jabs. So on the surface, I feel like to any other person, or I don't know, to someone else, it's someone that's not me, on the surface, this situation would be like, man, the ship got hit with a wave. But the more and more I reflect on this and the kind of things that have been happening this month, I feel like it's been a pruning, both personally, professionally, spiritually. God is making room for better. That's literally the only way I could put it. I don't want to be too, spiritual or whatever, but I feel like over the last 6 months, I think I said this in the last vlog, I feel like God has been like slowly removing things from my life. And then in January, we just hit the brakes on everything. Like, the brakes just got pumped. I played basketball the first week, hurt my hand. I might have a torn ligament in my hand. I got a speeding ticket about a week ago. That's just gonna hit my pockets. Because I hurt my hand, I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks, so I'm pivoting that. I gotta start running or doing something else to get myself hungry, because I haven't been eating like that. And so I'm like, okay, this is just, I'm pumping the brakes. Like, I'm literally pumping the brakes, and we're just really reevaluating and resetting. And like I said, it's bad, but at the same time, the prospect for good has never been more wide open. Like, over this time, I really have seen who I could count on, who trusts me, who really values me, and who's really locked in. Like, something about turning 30, the circle just shrunk. My life had a gastric bypass surgery, and it just went and I said, all right, nope. And so the things I care about, the range of things I care about is narrowing, but the importance of the things in that narrowed position, the importance is like drastically rising. And so you really see what matters in your life, what you value, who values you, who you value. One of the biggest things within this pruning or lesson learning season is I had a retainer client that I was getting $1,500 a month for. That was literally my rent. And so I was like, yeah, cool. But within that retainerness, I think I got comfortable. And when I went to go renew the contract, they were like, oh, well, we like the work and blah, 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 but you just didn't talk to us enough. Like, you didn't communicate enough. And I was like, wow. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, the work's good. Literally the work is better than it's ever been. However, just like what I was talking about in my last vlog, the work doesn't even matter. The work doesn't matter because, like, so I shoot raw everything. The client didn't want raw. They wanted me to shoot everything JPEG. I shoot log 10-bit footage and everything. The company did not want me shooting in log. It was too difficult. Like, it was too much. And so there was a misalignment in values. You know what I'm saying? And maybe if I would have communicated better, we could have got in better alignment on what the values were, and maybe it would have been a different outcome. But I think this is a lesson that needed to be learned, because even though that $1,500 hurt, in the grand scale of my life, that $1,500 is a little bit. And so I'd rather make this mistake now on a $1,500 retainer contract rather than later on a $15,000 retainer contract. But that's the whole thing. You work your way up. This was my first retainer contract. I treated it like a job. And so that was the issue. I got comfortable because I treated it like a job. Like, all right, like, I'm good. Like, just as long as I show up, I check in with the people on Monday. If they don't got nothing, cool. Instead of being like, oh, okay, let me do this. Well, like, I should have been more like eager isn't the word, but more like adding solutions. Like, oh, I could do this, or I could do that, or what do you need, or this, or this. You know what I mean? I could have inserted myself and made more of a impact. And that probably would have, if I would have inserted myself more and made a greater impact and brought solutions, maybe it would have, there might have been a different outcome, you know what I mean? And so after that had happened, I literally called every single one of my other old clients and just to check in, because I'm a bad checker inner. Like, it is what it is, and it's something I need to cognitively be more like aware of, and just something I need to do. I don't know if I get overwhelmed or overstimulated with just all the different things. And so sometimes if the work is done, like I'll just, all right, like cool, it's done. They'll hit me back when they need me again. But that is not the way you should think. It should, okay, let me reach back out to them. I want they bread, shoot. And so yeah, you gotta, that literally goes back to like, you gotta go get it. You know what I mean? And I had to shift the way my mind thought about it, because I'm thinking like, oh bro, you're being annoying, you're begging for work, you're whatever. No, it's not begging for work, it's not being annoying, it's literally just being there. Like, sometimes you think that your life, sometimes I think my life is so busy and that, oh, I don't have, like, you have to make time for other people. You know what I'm saying? You got to make the time. Like, I have people that I know that do service work, and when they hit me up, I never look at it like, oh, you're bugging and you're begging for work. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, let me do that. And so I don't know why when I think of myself doing that, I think other people are gonna think, oh, I'm being annoying, or he's like, I associate it with negative feelings and emotions. You know what I mean? And so it's trying not to associate the reaching out with those negative emotions, because that's probably what's holding me back the most, if I'm being completely honest. Dang, make back. So yeah, that was the real big thing, I would say, the last week and a half. And yeah, that was just the lesson, is that I have to be present. You know what I mean? Even though I'm skilled and I'm good at what I do, there's still interpersonal things that, you know, matter, that are honestly more important than the work itself. This goes back to the work does not matter. Like, it matters, but it don't have to be the best. Your work does not have to be the best, but you definitely got to be tapped in. Your communication got to be there. And I always wondered, like, man, how are these companies, everyone looks around and says like, oh, well, this isn't the best work. Like, this might actually be kind of mid. This is actually maybe bottom shelf. But why are they so successful? Why is this mid product succeeding better than my superior product? And it's because that person is probably tapped in. They're more tapped in, and they're communicating, and they're doing this. And so this is what I'm trying to do better at. That's why I'm vlogging, to be better at this. Like an accountability thing. Tell myself, all right, if you're gonna do it, do it. And so I've been really trying to text people back more. Not even people, just clients. Like, it really is clients. Because the clients are becoming the friends. Like, the friends, as you grow, you be like, well, I want to work with people I want to work with. And so does everyone else. And so it's like, if you just find friends and be people and meet people that you want to work with and tap in with people you want to be around, those people might actually want you around too. Like there's clients that I love being around, but I don't be wanting to bug, but they probably love being around me. I just don't ever pull up. And so it's really changing that mindset of like, you're annoying or you're bugging, to you're wanted, you're loved, and you're wanted to be here. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, whole things. Right now I'm going to pick up I'm going to pick up a check. I'm going to pick up a check from a job I did on Monday. It was like a broadcast thing. And honestly, this is enough. Oh my gosh. Monday is an example of like, you know what? I'm not the best at this, or it's not perfect, but the alignment, vision, and the client relationship is there, so we'll probably keep going. And so I'm just, I'm blessed for the opportunities that I have.
And I'm blessed for the opportunities that I didn't see that I had that I'm now being able to tap into. And so it's vision, learning, changing your mindset. That's what the talk on Monday was. It was a whole course about how to shift your mindset. And I'm probably gonna go through and cut it up and go through the script. But yeah, I'll talk about that in another video. But Amory and Courtney, they're on some mind-changing, paradigm-shifting stuff, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. Another thing, like, I work with a lot of motivational speakers, mindset coaches, like people that, you know, do self-help. And I swear, man, that shit works. Like, but it's a compounding effect. It's not like, okay, you do this one thing and then all of a sudden your life is fixed. Like, no, like, it's kind of like self-care, like mental health, or you're taking care of your mind as well as your body. And it's like, you have to start in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. Whatever is in here in your thoughts is what is going to manifest into reality. Like, everything we see, somebody thought about it before it was there. And we think that, our thoughts are so powerful. The things we think about and the things we consume our brain with are so powerful. And so, working with the motivational speakers and the coaches really has helped me continue on and keep faith when I feel like, dang, like, man, what's going on? This is bad. And then you be like, nah, man, you just have to shift your perspective and look at it from a different angle, and then you can see the opportunity in every, setback or thing that you might think is bad. Like, I'm telling you, it's really about shifting your mindset. You really have to shift your mindset and approach things from a different angle and pivot. So, yes. I'm gonna pause for now.